Do you remember where you were when the news broke that Solange Knowles, younger sister of Beyoncé, threw down with Jay-Z in an elevator at a swanky NYC hotel? That was a holy day of tabloid drama, and it's taken a long time to finally understand that infamous fight footage. Check it out. Jay-Z has 99 problems, and his sister-in-law might just be one of the biggest, or at least she was that day. According to TMZ, the elevator incident occurred following a Met Gala after-party in May 2014 at the Standard Hotel. In the footage, you can clearly see Solange lunge at her brother-in-law and start kicking and swinging with such fervor that you practically hear her scream, even though there was no recorded audio. A person who appears to be a bodyguard tries to hold her back, but she manages to get at Jay at least 3 times. She even smacks him with her purse, which spills all over the floor. The bodyguard is the true unsung hero of the tiny elevator. He can be seen slamming the emergency stop at what TMZ noted was the 12th floor in a clear attempt to keep the fight under wraps. Though Jay never swings at Solange, he does grab her foot mid-kick. Beyoncé, on the other hand, just stands there and watches it happen. Afterward, they all exited the elevator and were snapped in a now famous photo that shows Solange clearly angry, Jay absolutely bewildered, and B quietly smirking. It didn't take long for the incident to become a meme and the hashtag "What Jay Said to Solange" to go viral. Though it's probably no consolation to the Carters, the Standard reportedly did manage to find the person responsible for leaking the tape to TMZ. It was a staffer who was promptly fired. Speculation suggested that it was either a security guard who monitored the cameras or an employee who had access to where the monitors were held. The hotel planned to hand over all available information to criminal authorities, though it's not absolutely clear what crime, if any, was actually committed. According to an analysis published by The Atlantic, the legality of the leak depends on whether or not the hotel is considered a public space. It is common law that you can record anything in public spaces provided you don't harass anyone. But the leaking of the tape is where things get dicey, because the tape belongs to the hotel and not the employee who pawned it off to TMZ for a reported $250,000. Nabbing the footage could be considered petty larceny. The employee was ultimately fired for breaching the hotel's security policies. A number of sources, including Jay-Z himself, have speculated that Solange was provoked. That theory might have something to do with designer Rachel Roy, who was rumored to be the Becky with good hair that Beyoncé sang about. Roy was previously married to Damon Dash, Jay-Z's former business partner, and according to E! News, she may have been a little too flirty with the rapper at the after-party. According to People magazine, Solange had an encounter with the designer earlier in the evening, but another source claims Solange and Roy barely interacted and that Solange was supposedly yelling at other partygoers. Perhaps the truth has more to do with Jay's behavior than any number of potential Beckys. People also speculated Jay-Z ignited the argument by saying something inappropriate to Knowles' sister. This allegedly annoyed Solange enough that she blew up in the elevator. The rapper all but confirmed this theory with the song Kill Jay-Z off his 2017 album 444, in which he rapped, "You egged Solange on knowing all along, all you had to say you was wrong." Even though there are a number of bizarre conspiracy theories surrounding the fight, it's largely believed that Jay-Z's infidelity was the spark that burned the whole thing down. Beyoncé referred cheating throughout her 26 album Lemonade, and Jay-Z hinted at the same thing in 444. But major tabloid dirt is fertilizer for unfounded conspiracy theories, so a number of other ideas about what triggered the fight started cropping up all over the internet almost as soon as the footage leaked. Feminist blog Jezebel contemplated, with no evidence whatsoever, that Solange started swinging because Jay-Z insulted her as a mother. Meanwhile, Vice considered that Jay might have spoiled Game of Thrones for her. But given the pair's silence on the disappointing series finale, it seems now that they might not even watch the show. Gawker's Sam Biddle floated an interesting idea that the fight might have been a staged prank courtesy of Jimmy Kimmel. In reality, though, people famous enough to rent out the Louvre with just a month's notice probably don't mess around with talk show pranks. Another more sinister theory by Jezebel claims Solange was a, quote, nasty drunk, though she reportedly wasn't intoxicated at the time. It appears that blood and legally binding marriages really are thicker than water. For the Carters, the salacious brawl is water under the bridge, or hot sauce in Beyoncé's bag. Though the family left the Standard in separate cars in the heat of the moment, it didn't take them long to work things out. In a joint statement that was released 10 days after the original footage leaked, the Knowles-Carter clan claimed that Jay-Z and Solange Knowles assumed, quote, their share of responsibility and had apologized and moved forward. Jay-Z later opened up about his relationship with Solange in an episode of the Rap Radar podcast. He claimed the pair only had one disagreement and that they were cool with each other both before and after the incident.
It's my sister, not my sister-in-law, not my sister. Right. Period.
Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite stars are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.